Aloha and welcome back, fellow shifters, light guardians, dreamers within this holographic matrix. My name is Brendon, aka Mystic Spider-Man, Skull Babylon, Wolf Shield, welcoming you to another very exciting Paradigm Shift Central Synergy Circle team broadcast. And I'm joined once again by some of my fellow leading members, both here in the broadcast, here listening in the future, here in the chat, and of course I'm joined by you as a member of the community as well, simply by being here, simply by lending your attention, simply by being a part of the story that we are co-creating together. So fellow leading members here in the live broadcast with me, go ahead and gently unmute your microphones and let's send some noise and make some send some love and make some noise out to all the people who are tuned in right now. Go ahead and make some noise. Perfect. All right, thank you again everyone for joining in. For those of you who are tuned into this on any of the platforms, just go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat. Make sure that you can hear me okay to confirm. If it's your first time here, drop a 222 in the chat. For those of you on Instagram, click the link in my bio to be able to watch on YouTube. Again, I will repeat that. If you're watching on Instagram, make sure you click the link in my bio to tune in on YouTube. That way so you can watch the broadcast properly. Otherwise, you're just seeing a small fragment of it. So with that said, we're going to get right into what this broadcast is about, do a quick little introduction. And yeah, welcome to all of those who may be here for the first time. So this is a Paradigm Shift Central Synergy Circle. This is a gathering of conscious creators and leaders within the Paradigm Shift Central community project. Paradigm Shift Central is a global hub and a platform for sharing and creating conscious media, for documenting the shift in consciousness, for building a global team of shifters, people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness through acts of creativity and compassion. We've been doing this project for over 10 years. Yes, that's right. So way back in like 2008, 2009, when I was just a student in college going through my own awakening, the idea came to me one day that I'm just like, whoa, okay, there's other people out there. Let's create physical community spaces to be able to help bring people together. And then we had a physical club in my college back in the day called Paradigm Shift. Started inviting people out, having discussions about metaphysics and paranormal and lucid dreaming and all sorts of fun spiritual stuff. And then from there, the project has continued to evolve. I was at school for media production and I started combining my media skills, and then the internet started growing and social media started growing. And since then, we've been using the tools of the internet, of technology, to be able to help bring us together, to be able to help share our inspirational content, and to be able to help accelerate the shift in consciousness. If you were to sum it down to just a couple like little sentences, Paradigm Shift Central, the intention of it, my intention within the multitude of elements within this very interconnected story, is to be able to do what we can to be able to help assist and accelerate the shift in consciousness. And so what does that mean? That means showing up in ways that are making a difference. That means taking action within our local community. That means sharing our voice, sharing our stories, sharing our heart song that is going to be able to serve as a mirror to be able to help inspire other people along their path, for them to be able to see us coming together as a team of real world superheroes, as shifters, as light guardians, and be like, my goodness, I see myself within this story too. I see myself as a creator. I see myself as an evolving leader. I see myself capable of making a difference through acts of compassion, through free hugs, through planting seeds, through having conversations, through being mirrors to support each other on our growth here within this metaphysical, mysterious dream. So with that said, we're going to get into some updates for this Paradigm Shift Central Synergy Circle, as well as go around the circle and hear a little bit more about the people who are joining us here tonight. We have Dan, aka Hypnagogist. Dan, you can just give like a little polite wave to the camera. Hello, Dan. And we have LIse Mitchell as well, aka Sound Seeker Truth. Am I mixing that up? No, is that? Yes, I think so.
Truth Seeker Sound.
Truth Seeker Sound. There we go. I knew something. Okay, perfect. And LIse, welcome and thank you again as well for joining us. Can you give a nice little polite wave? I feel like that could be a thing that we could. Yes, just hello. So all right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pass the talking stick around in the next little bit to be able to share some updates in terms of how we are helping assist with the shift in consciousness, as well as to be able to just share some general updates on where the project is at, and to be able to help invite people to be a part of its next steps. So in terms of just general updates that I'll share real quick, One thing that's really cool that's happening within my local community here in London, Ontario, Canada. Again, I've been involved in hosting paradigm shift community events for over the past 10 years. I've taken a break for a little bit because I've just been focusing on other stuff. These events were open-minded discussion and meditation circles. For anybody listening, I invite and encourage you to create events where you are. And this is like a big part of the project in the past. Not so much anymore, just because we had to shift focus, but it was basically about encouraging people to create paradigm shift meetups where they were, and then you could name it after your city. So we had paradigm shift London, and then again there's like paradigm shift Chicago and paradigm shift Florida and paradigm shift like Norway. Like there was a bunch of them, and then Facebook kind of changed its algorithms, and then pages became really like less productive on Facebook. And then since then we've kind of like regrouped into the focus of really focusing on being like individual conscious media creators, and again just being able to help level up our skills there. Nonetheless, what I wanted to be able to share in terms of updates real quick is that within my local community, this is just a cool update in terms of things that are happening. There's been a collective of us who are all event coordinators who have come together, who have made our own circle, and we've begun organizing new events for the community that are focused around facilitating like sound healing and meditation and discussion. And the name of our collective is known currently as Soul Magic, specifically magic with a K, so Magick, and we have our first event coming up this Sunday, which is going to be just kind of like a test trial run, and it's going to involve like a couple of us who are doing like sound, like singing bowl sound healing, and then another person who does like meditation through like guided vocal trance type stuff. Really cool stuff that like is right up with like what similar to what LIse does as well. And yeah, so that's coming up this Sunday. It's going to kind of be like a test trial run, but again, in doing this and holding this space, we are creating a space for people to come together as community, to be able to help connect with like-hearted and like-minded people, for us to be able to share these experiences through our media, through documentation, and yeah, just be able to give people a chance to be able to relax, to connect, and to recalibrate and to feel inspired, and then continue to bring that inspiration with us out into our community as individuals, as leaders, in all the ways that we do. So that's just a quick update that I wanted to be able to share. So for anybody who's interested in the upcoming Soul Magic event that is happening this Sunday, send me a direct message either through Instagram or Facebook, and I'll send you a private invite. This is a semi-private event since it's just our first one, but we're going to be having more events happening. And then a quick little note, there also is another meditation happening this Friday, which is from our friend Allison, who is hosting that, and that's like also in support and solidarity with the pipeline protest happening here in Canada. And if anybody's interested in that, just send me a direct message for that as well. And huge shout out to Allison, who is technically also one of our leading members within the community. So oh, and then Thursday I'll be going to an ecstatic dance event. So there's all sorts of cool stuff happening on my end. But again, just quick updates there. In terms of updates within the Paradigm Shift Central project, again, I just want to be able to use this opportunity to be able to help share some updates for the leading members within the team who may just be busy, because there's actually quite a few leading members who want to be here for this broadcast, but for whatever reason they just had something else on their schedule. So by you listening to this, it's going to be a chance for us to just be able to get everyone on the same page. And for those of you who may be new to this project, this is an invitation for you to be able to be like, yo, this is pretty cool, I want to be a part of that. So within the Paradigm Shift Central community, a big part of the project over the years, and this is something that's kind of like, it's gone through a breath, it's kind of like been a big part of it, and then it kind of had to shift because I had to focus on other stuff, and now we're kind of bringing it back. And a big part of that is using the main website as a central hub for documenting the shift in consciousness. So the website itself, paradigmshiftcentral.com, is something that I'm doing a lot of back-end work right now, and I'm actually like basically optimizing it through crystallizing it, aka simplifying it. There's a lot of stuff on the website right now. I wouldn't even encourage you to go check it out just yet. Like, I'm still in the process of mid updates, but basically I'm going to work on like really refining it down to like the barest minimal bones. But in the process of doing this, the website itself will come back into its purpose of being basically its own social media network. So in the same way Instagram is its own feed and Facebook is its own feed, we would use the website as our own feed for being able to publish content, and the people publishing content content through the main website are the leading members of the Paradigm Shift Central project. And the content that we are publishing are our articles, our videos, our documentation of the shift in consciousness. So a big part of my intention with the Paradigm Shift Central project, which has always been there, but again, like things shift, but now where it's like, okay, really feeling the call to bring it back, is basically helping people become better storytellers and really inviting people into this place of acknowledging our archetype and our role and our purpose as archivists. So archivists of the shift in consciousness. And so basically what I want you to kind of visualize Paradigm Shift Central being as it continues to evolve. And again, it already went through this once. Like there was the old version of the website that we had, there was like over like 300 entries, but then we had to basically tabula rasa and start off on the new website. And so what I want you to almost visualize is this idea that basically I'm inviting the people here, both leading members and otherwise, to join me in playing this game that I've created for us, for the community, for us as a team, of being able to create this collective art piece that tells this bigger story, that serves as a platform for us to be able to share our voice, that serves as a way for us to be able to inspire other people and connect the bigger community back to the work that we are doing so that we can continue to build our individual networks and such and so forth. So that's really the cool thing within the Paradigm Shift Central community, is that a lot of the leading members who are involved are also building their own networks. And then through Paradigm Shift, again, it's a place for you to be able to introduce your content to new people and to have it archived so that people can land on it and scroll through it and just be like, oh my God, this is such a cool thing to see as a collective art piece. It's almost like a museum or again, you know, just kind of like something that you can walk through where you're seeing like, okay, here's a post from this person, a post from this person, a post from this person. And yeah, like it's kind like you could compare it to kind of like Instagram, but what makes it different is that it's going to be much more refined, much more intentional. And again, with the entries through the website, which we are referring to as shift entries or just entries in general, again, it's really being able to focus on quality over quantity. And that will be a variety of, again, like articles, poetry, like music, and specifically videos. So a big part of my role that I'm constantly like working on is being able to help provide my service as an expert in conscious media production to be able to help assist other people in developing their skills as conscious media producers and as entrepreneurs as well. So stand by, because the main updates for the website are still something that I'm working on behind the scenes, but eventually part of the vision is that it's basically going to be like, as we start publishing content more through the main website, and there's already a bunch of shift entries on there, but we just haven't, we're going to get back into it, but there's already like 40 or 50 on there that you can go and check out right now. And again, if you go to paradigmshiftcentral.com/entries, you'll find them. But basically what we're going to be doing is I'll be creating a heartbeat through Instagram, through Facebook, through our Paradigm Shift Central team Instagram page and my personal page, that is going to be directing people through to back to the single feed of shift entries on the main website. So it would kind of almost be like if you were to refresh it every single day, there would be new content there, and it would kind of be like Reddit, but not Reddit, because like there wouldn't be like a voting system in a sense. It would really just be focused on the content itself. And again, the intention being is I want to be able to help us as a team become better storytellers, and part of the way how we're doing that is by creating the space for us to be able to practice telling those stories. So if that resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat and let me know if you think that's a pretty cool idea. And again, this idea has always been a big part of Paradigm Shift Central. It's just been a matter of being able to like balance a few things at once. So now as I'm refining the website, that's going to be a big thing. And so for all the leading members who are listening to this, reach out to me and let me know when you're ready to begin publishing content. And I'm going to be making myself available much more regularly, where I'll be able to like help us with publishing content and get you more into the flow of it. And again, just inviting you to play this game, to help me create this collective art piece. And in doing so, it will just be something that will just like help inspire the community, help inspire the entire team in a very, very cool way. So just imagine like what this could look like in a month from now, where where if like, again, we're linking things through and every day you're just like, oh sweet, I want to see what new entries are on the Paradigm Shift Central website, load it up, and oh sweet, okay, there's 3 new things there. Might not be a lot, but you know that each of those 3 things are something worth celebrating. Meaning that's a big part of what we're doing, is that we're creating a place for us to use this common platform so that when people publish, like, I want to be there to help champion them. I want to be there to help feature it through our social media page and be able to help say to people like, yo, like, thumbs up to this person who put in the work to be able to create this piece of content. It's going to take a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra work, but as we get good at it, again, like, it's kind of like lifting weights. We're going to get good at it. And again, it's inviting us into that role of being archivists, or at the very simplest way I can explain it, journalists, gonzo journalists of the shift in consciousness. And for those of you who have been paying attention over the past many years that I've been doing this, that has been the archetype that I've been carrying since I began this project, is the role of a journalist, or what I refer to as a neo-gonzo journalist. And the term gonzo journalist, coined by Hunter S. Thompson, basically refers to the idea of you being a journalist where you yourself are part of the story. It is from your experience. It is from your perspective. So we'll talk more about like the specifics of what shift entries can look like. We've had this discussion in other broadcasts, but again, it could be something where, like, say if you go to an awesome event on the weekend, opposed to just putting up like a single picture on Instagram that disappears in a couple weeks, let's create like a cool like article where you're really fleshing out the experience of it. Or bring your iPhone with you or your camera and document it and edit it together, and we'll get better at editing videos together, and even interview people. Use those events where you can interview people, and to use that as a chance to, again, be a journalist where you're the eyes and ears of consciousness and be like, where are we at right now? And then to kind of get that feedback, get that interaction, and then again to be able to like create this degree of content that is going to stand out within the community, where again you can kind of think of like Paradigm Shift Central almost as being like kind of like a news broadcast network. It like, this is, again, it's a few things at once, but it very much is like a broadcast network. And so if that's the case, invite yourself to be in that role of like, okay, sweet, like I'm like working for and with Paradigm Shift Central as a journalist, and you have that mindset and carry it with you when you go out to events. So instead of the event being there and it happens and then, you know, it just happens and you experience it, you document it with your heart first and foremost. That's always incredibly important. But again, take it that step further and document it with the intention to publish it through the website, be it through written form, be it through even just like audio. It could be an audio thing, whatever creative fashion. And again, through video, through documentation, through interviews, something in a really, really cool way that's going to stand out. And again, in doing that, every single time that you do that, you're leveling up. You're developing your skills. You're getting better at documenting this and becoming like leveling up as a conscious media creator, so forth and so on. So there's a lot of other stuff on the website, but again, I'm actually going to be taking out a lot of things on the website. The core thing of it will be the shift entries, and then from there it will just be like whatever else is needed. So I'm in the process of doing that. Literally after this broadcast, I'm going back to doing that, and stand by, because you'll be seeing more posts about it again through my Instagram, through my Facebook, and I invite you, once it is ready, to be able to bookmark that website and to be able to check in on a regular basis, and to invite each other to be able to celebrate what it is that we are creating together. So the other thing I will mention, again, for leading members, if you are tuned in as a leading member and you're listening to this, message me through our team chat, our Discord server, and let me know, and we'll be available throughout the week to be able to like, there will be periods where we'll just kind of be hanging out in Zoom, and I want to create like work periods where I can just help people get familiar with publishing content, because there's a bit of a learning curve, but that's part of the game. And again, just to be able to like get people into this mindset of like knowing that this is a very important story that we are telling, and what we are telling needs to be documented so that people can look back and they can see how the shift in consciousness came to be. And that's very, very important, because if you look at the things that are happening right now, a lot of it is happening so fast, but it's also very transient and it's not really permanent. And the Instagram feeds are moving too fast, where again, it just kind of like passes you by. But we can create a central platform, a central archive, a central museum, is kind of like what I said, a central art gallery, where again, let's create it and then let's look back on it in a year from now and be like, holy shift, this is so cool. I'm so glad we made this. This is something that I can like show to my children someday and be like, look here, 2020, this is where we were. And this is where we have gone, and this is where we will continue to go. So inviting all the people here to be able to see yourself as a journalist, that gonzo journalist, that archivist, to be a shifter. That is a big part of what being a shifter is about. Being able to step into that role of documentation is just one fractal of what being a shifter is about. And again, a shifter is someone who is intentionally helping assist with shifting consciousness through acts of creativity and compassion. So if that sounds like you, then you're in the right spot. So again, from here, I just want to be able to conclude this update with an invitation. So for those of you who are already joined as leading members, you're synced up. You got the privileges, you got the perks, you got access to me. Again, also as a conscious media creation coach to be able to help you through this. For those of you who want to get involved, for those of you who want to say yes to this, if you want to say yes to this, if this is something that you're interested in, then go ahead and drop a 333 in the comments right now, but I'll just give you the additional information. To become a leading member within the Paradigm Shift Central community, that is made possible when you join on our Patreon. So our Patreon, you can sign up there at the $11 a month or higher. We keep it incredibly affordable, incredibly accessible. And then in doing that, you can join as a leading member, which will give you the perks through the publication of the website, to our private team chat, to joining on these team on-air broadcasts, our synergy circles, our dream classes, our destiny schools, and much more that we got going on. And again, access to me as a conscious media creation coach and lots of other cool things. Also get like the Lumerian Light Guardian crystals when you sign up there. And again, quick note for those of you who are leading members, if you haven't got your Lumerian Light Guardian crystal, just make sure that you send me a message and make sure that you confirm with me that you're ready to receive it, and then make sure that I have your shipping address, because I know there's a few of you out there that are probably just like waiting to receive it. So make sure that you've communicated with me first in that way, so I can get it out to you as soon as we are able to. But again, at this point, this is about building the team. This is about being able to support each other. This is about bringing people together who resonate with this message that we are sending out there. So if this is something where, again, this may be the first time you tune into this, but you're just like, yo, this is really cool. I really like the vision. I really like the vibe. I like the community. I like the intention. Then again, check out patreon.com/Brendon Culleton. You can sign up there. Like, honestly, at this point, like, I'm putting quotes on this. I don't want your money. I want you to invest in yourself. The money is secondary, but I want you to understand that by you like choosing to sign up, it's like an energetic signature to say, yes, this is something I'm investing myself into, and in turn investing in myself. So, I mean, literally, you could sign up for $11. You could sign up for $100. It's here nor there to me. It's all equally appreciated. But again, at this point, I just want the right people who are ready to be able to sign up when they are ready to be able to sign up. And if you're not at the point where you're ready to sign up for the Patreon just due to financial stuff, go ahead and join our team chat and just send me a direct message through Instagram and stay connected. And again, just set that intention. Be like, yo, this is something that I want to be able to invest in, and then work towards it and set that goal for yourself in the future. Because again, the value in being able to like grow this over time as we create the heartbeat is that like people will begin to like funnel towards your content. And that's essentially like a big part of my objective, is being able to like rise the entire team. As the water rises, so does every ship. And I want to be able to help feature and champion your content. I want to be able to help introduce more people to what it is that you're creating. And that's something that we've been doing a lot of, and there's a lot more of that still to come. So other updates coming inside parallel to this, I'm going to be resuming publication on the Paradigm Shift Central team Instagram page, where we're featuring specific artists. Once I got things in check, I'm going to begin publishing back on that Instagram page at least twice a week featuring artists. And then again, I'll be creating the heartbeat through my Instagram. That's a big challenge. If we're just talking about challenges here with social media, is that I had to shift my focus for the last couple weeks. And now as I'm like reshifting back into this, it's about like recreating the heartbeat through Instagram so that it continues to like build the consistent reach. And then that reach is funneled towards your content through the shift entries. So it's a very simple tactic. It does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of focus, but as a team, it's made entirely possible. So again, if that resonates with you, if you're just like, yo, Brendon, that's dope, drop those 1111s in the chat, and your feedback is super appreciated. Join the team chat by clicking the link in the YouTube info. And again, patreon.com/Brendon Culleton. Sign up there and you can get involved as a leading member. Get ready to start publishing through the main website. And if you do have any other questions, just feel free to let me know. And thank you again, everyone, for rocking it. And again, for all the leading members who are like not on this broadcast, but still like getting the message, just send me a message when you can, and we'll get you synced up, and we'll be hanging out in the Discord much more frequently as we move forward with the next phase of the project. So with that said, thank you again, everyone, so much for tuning in, for listening. If you're not already yet, follow me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man, and again, Skull Babylon on YouTube if you haven't subscribed there, and Paradigm Shift Central for our team Instagram page. I'm gonna pass the talking stick around, and I just want to be able to hear from Dan and from LIse, a couple of our leading members, just to be able to get some feedback, just to be able to like make sense. If you guys have any questions, or if there's any questions from the chat, I'll do my best to be able to answer that. But just let me know if like where we're kind of at right now, if like if the clarity came through, if the message was received, and just like what you feel in terms of what I shared there. LIse, if I don't mind, if we can just pass over to you first, or yeah, we'll pass over to LIse first, and then we'll pass it over to Dan in the next moments. And so LIse, go ahead, and LIse, again, one of our leading members. We'll just do quick feedback on this, and then we'll go through with like introductions, because I want to be able to, of course, like let people know who each of you are and what you do. So just focusing on the immediate response to what I just shared. Any thoughts or general feedback? LIse, go ahead.
Yeah, no, thanks for all that information. It's like I actually have noticed on like Discord, everything's a lot more visual, and that like appeals to my like perspective. Just like kind of that process of like refining and crystallizing that you're talking about, and that as a theme that seems to be resonating for me quite strongly at the moment. There's just a lot of like bringing all of that like huge expansion from January into a more like, yeah, kind of lucid point of view. So that kind of makes sense to me. And yeah, just like yeah, I've been a little quiet on the link ups for like the synergy circles and like group meets, partly because of like timings, and also just because I've been really busy creating as well. So I would say like definitely even just like dipping in and out and like connecting with a few people in the paradigm shift network, like that does give you like so many more nudges towards like continuing to create content, and actually just notice that because I've been more streamlined to that, like my productivity has definitely gone up, but without me like thinking about it too much. So yeah, although I've not been like tapping in maybe directly so much to the like last few meetings, like I have been kind of creating more stuff, which hopefully like does start to trickle in eventually. So yeah, I'm appreciating like the space and the community that's really motivating, even though like maybe you just dip in and out of an awareness of what people are doing in a very like momentary way. It's still enough of a like nudge to really like send you forward, propel you. So yeah. um
Awesome. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you, LIse. I appreciate that feedback. And again, like, thank you for echoing that a big part of the value that we're creating here as a team is the value of just being surrounded by people who share a common vision, and who share a common passion. I think, again, like, that's a common thing where for people who are trying to do things on their own, it's easy for them to kind of like lose the motivation at times, and it just kind of trickles away. But being here as a team, know that we have this team space where you can constantly check in. You can constantly check in with me. You have access to me. Share with me, again, for the leading members, share with me your updates. Let me know the things you're working on. Let me know the things you want to be able to get some help working on, in terms of creating conscious media and everything like that. And again, like, the big thing here, like, we're playing the long game. Like, that's always been a big part of paradigm shift, is that we're playing the long game. So again, like, I pay attention to the other stuff within the community, and there's lots of other like super dope private communities that exist throughout there, and that's great to see, like, all of these like spiritual influences creating individual communities and everything like that. However, from what I can see, Paradigm Shift Central is still quite unique in the fact that it's like anchored around the idea of like conscious creators, like specifically conscious content creators. And again, that comes from like my own personal passion of just being like, this is what is needed, because we need to develop our ability as conscious media creators, as conscious content producers, because we need to tell this story. And in telling this story, we write the story. So what is the story that we were telling? Again, it is a story of basically like each of us coming together as a team of conscious superheroes, as real world superheroes, and each of us have our own abilities, and we're all over the world, and we're like igniting the shift in each one of our individual locations. So let's continue to tell that story. So LIse, thank you again, and look forward to being able to just hear some additional updates as we go. And again, no worries on like, again, this project is incredibly flexible, and I know everyone's like juggling a few things at once. So we'll definitely make more of a habit where people can just again be able to casually check in through the team chat, and again just being able to accommodate different time zones, and again just being able to create like more of a consistent workflow where there's always that heartbeat of productivity taking place. So LIse, thank you again. And LIse, if you're in the YouTube, go ahead and post your links for your Instagram in the YouTube, and we'll go through some proper introductions in the next moment. I just want to be able to pass back to Dan. Any general thoughts on just like the updates of the project, where we're going, and just any general feedback? Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, no actual like questions. I don't think. I do like the direction of like where things are going, because I think connection has been a big thing for me personally. Of uh, I took a step back towards the end of the year and just to like clear my head and stuff. But like now, I think in 2020 that connecting with more people online and more local artists and creators and stuff, I think is a big goal and something I think would just be good in general. And I think that this all can be a big part of that. And I want to be more involved than I have been lately. But yeah, I think that connection is just like a huge thing for me personally right now.
Awesome, sweet, thanks, Dan. And yeah, and again, just kind of like echoing, like I love just kind of like seeing the bigger story and knowing that like even where we are right now, for everybody listening to this, like things are where they need to be in order to be able to get to where we are going. And if we can really kind of like consistently anchor in through that trust of being able to know that like, yes, even though things take time, flowers don't bloom all year round, that the process is still taking place, that the roots are taking their, that they're like getting their nutrition from the experience. And that's us, right? So especially for a lot of us who are in like the northern hemisphere, where again like we're moving out of the winter phase, we're moving into spring, let our actions echo that. And I think again, even right now as we get to transition through moving into Mercury retrograde, for those of us, everyone's like, oh, Mercury Gatorade, oh no, and stuff like that. I love Mercury retrograde because I see it as a positive way to be able to check in and make sure that we got all the things in place that we need. And that's the thing. When you don't have the things in place, it will become obvious. And so Mercury, again, relating to communication, it makes sense that as it is right now, it's a great opportunity for myself to be able to be like, sweet, let's like really like refine things and get things dialed in with the project so that it can become, again, this vision that I hold for it. And again, it's kind of like this slow and steady pace. But that's part of the game. That's part of the game, is that, like, let's take it like one day at a time, 1 week at a time. Flash forward 2 months, you look back on what we've created, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. This is so unique. This is so special. And it's going to keep growing. So again, I think that we're at a really, really potent time right now within the Paradigm Shift Central project as we get ready to move into this next phase, and our personal lives, for all of us to really just be able to check in and just be able to see, like, where do we need to make refinements? Where do we need to remove things in order to make space for new things? Where do we need to make sure that our communication is being communicated clearly? So really excited about this next phase within Paradigm Shift, and just like it's echoing through my own life, and just being able to show up as best as I can for the community. And again, I just want to personally thank everybody within the community who sees like the vision of what it is that I'm carrying, of what it is that we are carrying, together. And again, your patience and support is incredibly appreciated, because I know it would be easy for people to be like, oh, like Brendon, like he like didn't post every single day on Instagram this week, I guess he quit, like, oh no. Meanwhile, it's just like, yo, like I'm juggling a life just like everybody else, but thank you for your patience, because I assure you the passion and the devotion is always going to be there, and I'm just kind of like going in the ways the universe takes me. But again, it constantly brings me back more focused, more determined, more devoted, more in love with what it is that we're doing. And your feedback from the community really just kind of like pumps me up. Like it really does. Like the odd message from people every now and then that's just like, yo, Brendon, I really appreciate the work that you're doing and stuff like that. Not that I need it, but it does make a difference. It's like a little like boost. It's just like a little like hitting like a little like speed ramp in a video game where it's just like, let's keep going. Because again, we know that it's making a difference. And I wish that for all of us. And I know each and every single one of us deserves to be told that the work that we are doing is meaningful and is making a difference. And yeah, and like there's, without having to name any name, there was a message that I got last week, and it was just like, I was kind of going through a phase where I was just kind of like, I was really tired. Like I wasn't like unmotivated. I was just exhausted, right? Like I was on the edge of burnout, and I had to make sure that I'm like, okay, don't go over that edge. Let's make sure I rest and everything like that. And I was just kind of like, oh man, like what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And then the body's just like, rest. But within that process of rest, there was a nice message that came through on Instagram to me. And it basically was from a friend who's been following me for a few years, not someone that I really personally know, but obviously they've been watching me for like however many years. And they were just like, yo, like because of you, I've created my own YouTube account, and I'm really inspired by what you're doing, and words that you said to me a year ago of kindness, like really just like meant so much to me. And I just want you to know that like you've like helped me through those hard times, and you've made a difference in my life. And like meanwhile, I'm just like, whoa, like seriously, like, because again, there's like so much that we do that isn't even seen. And that's kind of again the power of the shifter, the power of the ripple effect, the power of kindness, where again, your presence, your devotion to this purpose of shifting consciousness, even though you may not always see the effects of it, the impact is there. And it's sometimes it comes back to you, sometimes it doesn't. But just know that even if you may or may not immediately see it, know that your actions are making a difference. So again, for every single person out there, you are a part of this team. You're a part of this community. You're a part of this story simply by carrying the shift with you, by carrying kindness in your heart, by being able to go out of your way to make a difference in people's lives, be it through art, be it through a simple smile, be it through a simple hug, whatever it may be. So thank you again, everyone, because that is literally what is helping assist and accelerate the shift in consciousness as we continue to move forward. And again, we're not just doing it for today, we're literally doing it for like the generations to come. Like that's my motivation, is like, yo, let's create like culture and community and story that will be something that like my children can be born into, and my grandchildren, and theoretically myself once I die and reincarnate back again and we got hoverboards and stuff like that. Anyways, let's pass the talking stick around the circle. Again, this isn't really gonna be a super long broadcast. What I want to be able to do is just kind of like share those main updates, which we've done. And again, for those of you who are like on board and like looking to get synced up, again, either sign up through the Patreon if you haven't already yet. If you're already signed up as a leading member, direct message me through the Discord. Stay in touch. After this broadcast, I'm gonna literally be working on the website later tonight. And again, we can hop in the voice chat, hang out, and we're gonna be doing that on a regular basis throughout the coming weeks as we get people into the regular flow of producing and publishing content as shift entries to the main website once we get the website all streamlined and ready to go. But let's pass the talking stick around, and I'd love to be able to just give LIse and Dan a chance to be able to share some updates from their end in terms of how they are helping assist with shifting consciousness, be it related to like events, personal experience, and also content that they are creating or in the process of creating. So Dan, LIse, I'll let you decide who wants to go first. Dan, I know you might have to head out in a minute, so if you want to go first, it's up to you. Whatever works for you guys. Yeah, you want to go first, Dan?
Yeah, I gotta go in like 5 minutes. So.
Okay, cool. So quick introduction. Dan is a super awesome multimedia artist, does a lot of like 3D work, and recently dabbling into 3D printing, and yeah, super honored to be able to have him on the team. But Dan, go ahead. Just brief introduction and anything else that you want to bring to the circle. Go for it.
Hello. I'm Dan, or Hypnagogist, or I don't know, whatever you want to call me. But yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff going to happen this year, I think, in terms of like the art that I can do, and like I'm starting to get involved in events and stuff that are local. There's a big festival in Columbus called What Fest, and it's a multimedia like music and art festival. And I'm going to be uh, collaborating with an amazing artist, Kyle Deneen. I highly recommend you check out his like geometric sculptures and stuff. But we're going to be collaborating on like a big projection mapping project, and there's going to be like Andrew Norris and John Speaker, a very well-known visionary artists, are going to be there. So like the connection, I think, of like meeting some other visionary artists and stuff, because there isn't a ton around here, I think will be really cool. But yeah, I'm just working on multiple different things. I'm trying to finish. I don't know if you can see that painting back there. I'm working on like getting resin casting done for like my mask design. Like there's a lot, and I'm trying to focus, but I'm also trying to be pulled like 6 different ways at once. But I think there's some really cool stuff. And I can't wait to show people, and hopefully they'll like it.
Sweet. That's awesome, dude. I love the fact that again you're just like literally like bringing like worlds together through the 3D crafting and the 3D sculpting and everything like that. Can you show us the 3D thing that like the mask that you're working on? Like, is it? Can you bring it on camera?
Yeah, let me.
I know you gotta be careful with it.
I'll be right back in like 2 seconds.
Okay. All right. So Dan's gonna show us what he's been working on. And again, that's part of the joy of being able to like have these synergy circles, is that like each of us, like, we're developing new skills, we're learning new things. So Dan, like, he's featured on the Paradigm Shift Central team Instagram page, where you can check it out there. But he's got a lot of really cool graphics. Some of them have gone viral and everything, so that's incredibly cool. That's worth celebrating. And yeah, now he's like been dabbling into like 3D printing, and again, that just like opens up a whole new realm of creativity. So again, that's really one of the cool things about this project, is that, you know, there's always room for collaboration, and as Dan learns new skills, we all learn new skills, and then again, as leading members, we collaborate. All right, go ahead. Oh, is it like dark? Is it glow in the dark? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we'll see how well that actually
that looks great
comes in. But this is just like the first version. I'm currently about to finish up like a better version that's cleaner, because this is kind of rougher than I'd like, but that's what I'm working on, getting the supplies for resin casting, and so I can semi-mass produce. It's not really mass, but at least be able to make them and sell them at like a reasonable, now I look dramatic, but a reasonable price that won't be like hours and hours and hours of 3D printing. So
that's really cool. And again, just to be able to provide context, like that character, like it's kind of like the jester kind of like character, and again, that's kind of like inspired through kind of like visions and things like that.
Yeah, kind of like, definitely like visionary experiences, and jesters and like that sort of like Harlequin archetype have been a big thing for me. I don't know, I've always like just enjoyed the aesthetic, but just like that, like sometimes I take myself too seriously, and I take everything too seriously, and to me it's like a reminder to like kind of revel in that cosmic joke, and like not that you shouldn't take anything seriously, but just that like lighten up about things, and like learn to laugh at yourself. And that's kind of like what it sort of says to me, of just like yeah, just sometimes you just need to like step back and just enjoy the ride, and not overthink everything.
Very much. Yeah, it very much like the fool card from the tarot, like the one who's like aware of the game that we're all playing together.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's really cool, man. Again, I love the fact that like you've literally taken something from like the 5th dimension and like brought it into physical form. And again, for those of you just listening to audio, like the mask that Dan was sharing, it's like 3 faces kind of like formed together, and it can literally be worn as a mask, and yeah, that'd be a dope thing to have at a party. So, or just even as a mantelpiece or something. So yeah, that's so cool, dude. Congratulations. That looks, and again, it just is like as a starting point, like that's so cool. And just knowing that there's unlimited possibility for, you know, other ideas to be made still. So
just
cool.
I just enjoy that feeling of like, oops, taking something like imaginary or in the mind, and then like making something 2D out of it, and then working in 3D on it, and then finally like bringing it into like the physical is just like
Oh
a really
man.
cool process. And I want to do a lot more of it, so we'll see where
Very,
it goes.
yeah, very, very satisfying experience. Just making things with our hands is always so satisfying. So
Yeah.
that's so cool. Sweet.
Or have
All
a
right.
robot do it for you.
Or that, yeah. All right. Again, Dan, for those of you looking to be able to connect with Dan, aka Hypnagogist, you can find him on Instagram at Hypnagogist. Hypnagogist, and through there you'll find the link in his bio, which also links into his YouTube and other platforms as well, where you can check out more of his arts and his prints. And yeah, Dan, any other updates before you have to head out?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of other stuff that I'm working on, but that'll happen when it happens. So.
Cool. All right, Dan, I'm glad you were able to join in tonight, man. Always a pleasure being able to hear from you. So thanks again, dude.
I gotta run, so cool. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you to everybody watching, and take care.
Man. We'll catch up on the Discord and just jump in the voice chat when we can in the future. So just
all
chill
right,
out.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Talk to you later. See you.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Cool. All right. So again, for anybody looking to connect with Dan or any of the other leading members featured on this broadcast, just check the show notes in YouTube afterwards. So check the information in YouTube and scroll down there. And we'll also make sure that we post the links into the YouTube chat as we go. So with that said, we'll pass it over to LIse. And LIse, thank you again so much for joining in. Thank you for setting your alarm to be able to join us at the wee hours of probably midnight, 1 a.m. What time is it where you are exactly?
It's like 1 a.m.
It's 1 a.m.
It was just more like so that I would like remember the right time.
That's perfect. Sweet. Well, LIse, thank you again for joining us. Just a quick introduction before we pass it off to LIse. Again, LIse joined as a leading member within the last couple months and really focuses a lot of their energy towards sound practicing, sound healing, sound ceremony, and yeah, super honored to be able to have you on the team. So LIse, you can go ahead, do a general introduction for those of you who may be brand new to you and see this as a way to practice introducing yourself to those of you who may be new to you, and any additional updates in terms of the ways that things are unfolding in your end in terms of content, events, and how you're helping shift consciousness in general. So LIse, go ahead and welcome back.
Cool, thank you. I just have to like say those masks before I forget. I'm like getting such a shamanic vibe off of them. I'm like, this is really cool because that's an aspect of my own work that I'm trying to bring a little bit more into like visibility and presence right now. So, offering services as a holistic vocal practitioner. So my own creative practice with that is about live improvisatory performance and creating music for spaces in the moment. And yeah, there's an element of that that's about channeling and offering sound healing through voice work, through performance. And that's kind of influenced and informed by research that I'm doing on voice, trying to understand deeper therapeutic practices, benefits, ways of using it. And I'm kind of developing then like a strand of delivery, which is like community music practice and like one-to-one stuff and creating content related to that. And yeah, like in the last week, I've kind of crystallized more clearly how I'm presenting that. And it's kind of based on like work that I've been evolving over the past few years. And it's about 5 elements of voice work. So there are different approaches to how one can begin to explore the voice in a deeper way, and use it as a self-development tool. as a tool for like deeper self-awareness, maybe some healing, maybe just you want to look at the voice, work with it, develop confidence in singing. Maybe there's speech work. There's like vast realms which it kind of covers. So that's really deeply calls to me in my own practice, and I see that there's huge call for that to be more visible, and that the tools and resources that are helpful to me can be helpful to other people as well. So I'm kind of finding my feet with how to present that and share that in a kind of a free way as much as possible, and in a kind of a conscious way, so that it can kind of reach the people that it needs to. Um, and yeah, I'm like currently trying to set up properly as a business. So like my brain is like on the hard wire right now. But it's good. It's good discipline trying to like kind of make all this stuff make sense, simplify and crystallize, I think you said earlier. So that very much is like a theme that's resonating at the moment. So yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome, Lise. And I was actually wondering if you're comfortable, if you might be able to give like even like a demo, like some sort of like if you want to do any sort of like practice vocal demo while we're on air tonight. Quick note for those of you in the YouTube, can you guys confirm for me, because I think the sound is a little bit glitchy tonight, and I honestly I didn't realize this until I was just checking the playback. I apologize because it appears that there's like a bit of an echo in the other people talking. My microphone sounds okay, and this happened once before and I don't remember exactly why it happened, and I'm trying to remember exactly how to fix it. There was a way how I fix this, and I don't want to take too much time trying to do it. This might work. Okay, 1 second. Okay, Lise, just go ahead and say something. No. Oh, wait.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay. I'm just gonna check 1 second. I'm gonna confirm whether or not that sounded okay. I'll say, Lise, just keep talking for a second. Just tell us, like, introduce, like, a little bit of practice that you could do for us if you want.
Yeah, so an element of related to voice work, or that underpins voice work, is really about somatic awareness, body awareness, connecting to a deeper understanding of where you are, perhaps where you want to be. And I find like the easiest way to bring yourself into that space is to take your focus to your breath. So whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the day, it's possible to just really momentarily bring a gentle focus to where the breath might be sitting in the body. Um, it's not necessarily here in the chest, or from like a really stable place and down in the diaphragm. There might be tightness, there might be some tension, extraneous tension in the body. The breath might be hiding somewhere. It's just a moment for you to connect, tune in, and just locate where that energy is in the body, and does it need to shift anywhere? Would it benefit your relaxation process, your level of concentration? It's really like this amazing open playing field just to begin to bring attention to breath. Once your attention's there, you can really begin to direct that energy where you want it to go, where you're willing it to go. And there's no need for that process to be like super regimented or rigid, or about like, okay, we need to do like deep inhalation, exhalation. It's just about meeting yourself where you are and gently guiding yourself to a space of where you want to be. So that's really the foundation, I would say, of like, before I begin to think about even making sound. So it's just a gentle reminder that that's a really good space to come back into. And yeah, and just throughout the day as well, just not being afraid to vocalize a bit more freely, just in your everyday sound, in your primal sound, like laughing, wailing, sighing, vocalizing your inhalation and your exhalation. It's something we don't feel so comfortable to do always in like communal spaces. We're quite happy to kind of share our dissatisfaction, but maybe like opening up to the possibility of maybe sharing kind of sounds that are about pleasure, or just connecting with the environment, and trying to detach from perceptions about, like, I can't vocalize that or sound like that, because then someone's gonna be offended, or they're gonna sexualize that sound, or it opens up a whole minefield of stuff. So yeah, if I can share any little snippet, it's just like gently go forth and play and explore, and be kind to yourself in that process.
Awesome. And again, I love the idea that with sound, like sound isn't in itself is almost like a forgotten medicine, and in a lot of ways, like it literally does like have like healing therapeutic purpose, where if we're vocal, and it goes well with like sound goes well with like body movement, and like shaking, and just like sort of like getting the energy moving. So I love the idea of just being able to kind of like drop into the primal sounds, the guttural roars, and just using those as ways to be able to move our energy and to be able to kind of like help us through the days when we need it. So LIse, even though I know, again, I apologize for everybody here, I'm not going to try and figure out exactly, I don't want to click too many buttons to try and fix the audio. I apologize in advance, because I know it still sounds okay. Like it just sounds like it sounds like you're a little bit underwater, just a little bit underwater, not a lot underwater. So if anything, it just adds an effect. But again, I don't know, like, it's because I didn't do anything different, so I'm not exactly sure why it's happening. But nonetheless, LIse, I'd love to be able to just invite you to give us like, if you would like to, like a little bit of a sample, or even if you want to just like lead us through just like a short little micro exercise. And also, I just wanted to mention, just say hello to Taylor Eastman, who recently was able to just join in for the broadcast. So Taylor, good to see you here, and we'll get the microphone passed over to you in a moment. And then again, we're gonna wrap up this broadcast like within, I'd probably say like within even just like less than 20 minutes, give or take. But nonetheless, there'll still be enough time for us to just be able to do what we need to. So LIse, is that cool? Could you maybe just like run us through like a little bit of an exercise for the people tuning into this?
Okay, yeah, I'll try and like break it down max so that you can get like maximum information in tiny amount of time. So usually I would do like breathing cycles in rounds of three, just because that's a nice number. But just to give you like one example just now, um, inhaling, gathering the breath gently in through the nose, really slowly, no pressure, doesn't need to be like fully expanding until you're at your limit, just gently breathing in and healing. And then on your out breath, gently introducing a little bit of vocalization into that process as well. So it can be a breath sound, it can then move into more of a voiced quality. As you do that kind of round of breath a couple of times, just each time feeling yourself expand a little more deeply, as your awareness starts to increase about your capacity and where you might be holding tension. Just allow that out breath to take you into a more embodied space each time. So that might mean changing the frequency, the pitch, like how much resonance you want to bring into the voice. And you can really play and explore with that, as much as you like, and then get to like fully vocalizing on your out breath. And just maybe trying to visualize as well where that sound is going. Does it have a color, a flavor, a quality? Don't be afraid to like bring some synesthesia or like imagery into that if it helps you. And then just as you're beginning to warm up and move into more full vocalization, um, You can then choose like an open vowel sound to just tone on a sustained note just to the end of your breath naturally. And you can explore that with all the vowel sounds: a, e, o, u. So there's like 7 kind of distinct sounds there. But if you just do one with me now, you're gently breathing in through the nose and then toning on the vowel sound as you breathe out. So it's super simple, but obviously you can adapt that to your own energy levels and kind of where you want to move that energy. Maybe you want to bring an intention in with that sounding as well, and bring in like a focus of like healing quality to a certain area in the body. It's all about using the voice as a tool, as an awareness tool, as a way to connect with the body. So I'm not going to tell you that, like, this pitch will heal this area of the body. That's for you to decide. It's an art form. It's a self practice. It's a discipline. So it's really there for you to like connect with tools and go out and find your frequency, find what works best for you, and yeah, express your true voice as you feel it's coming through. So
Uh, Awesome. Sweet. Yes, I love that. And again, I think it's really cool that a lot of people, just as like a little like side note, like the vowels themselves do correlate to the chakras. That's usually like something that like that's like way back in like the Gnostic teachings where there's like the brow is E and then O for the throat and then Ah for the heart and then U U and then the vowel M, which is like a not technically a vowel, but it is a vowel in the Gnostic teachings. It's like and then like S, which is like S, which is like the serpent sound. But yeah, I think again, like how much would our day change if we just like made a habit of just like, oh, what's that? You're like out for a walk with your dog, like practice doing sound therapy, vibration, mantras, like as you're doing it. Because again, I think it just has a very powerful effect, just kind of remembering ourselves that we're like literally like walking tuning forks. So as we do those little exercises that LIse is talking about, it's like we're like tuning our own instrument. And then as we tune our own instrument, it allows us to kind of like show up in more ability to be able to like add our voice to the collective song. So LIse, that's really cool. Did you want to anything else? Go ahead, you can jump right back in if we're wailing tuning forks.
yeah, no, that's like just if anybody wants to explore that area of work in kind of more detail, because there are so many different facets to it. And feel free to drop me a message, like either through Instagram, Truth Seeker Sounds. I'm also just kind of beginning to open up Patreon, so you can find me there. True Voice Creations on Patreon. So there's different route ways into the voice work. If you're kind of wanting really practical approach, or you want to come in at a kind of with more of a spiritual practice, there's something there for different tastes and different there's no wrong way to like enter into the work. So if you're interested in that, or guided journeys, or kind of shamanic voice work, send me a message, get in touch.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you again so much, LIse. And again, for those of you looking to connect with LIse, we'll post the links right into the live chat on YouTube right now. But again, Instagram.com/Truth Seeker Sounds, and also LiseMitchellNoble.com, LISE Mitchell MITCHELL Noble NOBLE.com. And again, you can find those links in the show notes as well. So LIse, thank you again so much for staying up late and for adding your true voice to the broadcast. So, and yeah, again, and I look forward to being able to chat some more just outside the broadcast. I'd love to just be able to, again, like get some additional like brainstorming going back and forth, just be able to like help, figure out what the next steps are for what it is that you're creating. And yeah, thank you again for just being here and for rocking it. So very cool. Awesome. Sweet. All right. So with that said, like I said, we're gonna get close to wrapping up the broadcast in the next little bit. But before we do that, I of course want to just be able to welcome one of our leading members, Taylor, who is able to join us. And Taylor knew that they were going to be a little bit late, so Taylor, thank you for still making it anyways. And Taylor, we'll go ahead, and again, we're just kind of using this as an opportunity to be able to share inspiration and updates in terms of the ways that we're helping assist with the shift in consciousness. And I know that you've been keeping quite busy on your end. You've been involved with quite a bit in terms of your personal practice, and I'm sure there's all sorts of stuff that I probably have just like missed on Facebook. But nonetheless, Taylor, go ahead and give us a little update on how the shift is unfolding on your end, as well as just a general introduction and invitation for people to be able to connect with you further. So Taylor, welcome back, and go right ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I was able to get on. I was literally like driving home when you messaged me earlier, and I was like, I need to get home. Get out of my way, traffic. So I was, yeah, definitely glad to make it tonight. Um, so yeah, so I am Taylor. I'm over in Massachusetts in the United States. So I do a lot of energy healing, also like a card reader. So I do oracle cards. I'm starting a life coaching, so I just launched that now that I have a space that I can kind of do it out of. So we're going to be doing some spiritual life coaching, all that good stuff, and more. I definitely have lots of events planning with different people and different things going on. But I just want to say too, with real quick, with that exercise that we just did, I just wanted to note that for me, I guess I needed to tap more into my fun side because just doing the little breath work that we did and the note, I just got this like rush of excitement, like I was a little kid again. So that was pretty great. So I was like, oh, this is great. So I'm gonna definitely play with that a little bit more. Definitely seemed like a powerful tool. But yeah, so I guess on my end, some updates is that, like I said, I just got a space that I'm going to be working out of a couple nights a week. So I'm going to start offering more appointments and card readings. And I have a Facebook Live kind of scheduled next week to do a little bit of like some card readings and questions with my friend Heather, who is a licensed mental health counselor. So she's a therapist, but she actually does a lot of intuitive work and card readings. And she also does emotion code releases and Reiki and therapy called stand play therapy. So you can kind of like work using the subconscious mind through symbols and she kind of does healing that way along with her therapy. So it's pretty cool. So we're gonna sync up next week and kind of do a little bit of card readings with her symbol work and kind of answer people's questions and whatnot using the subconscious mind and also some energy work and intuitive work, which is going to be pretty awesome. Uh, so that'll be fun. And then other than that, I've kind of I think I'm going to start kind of doing more teaching this weekend coming up. I am going to be assisting someone to teach kind of the new paradigm uh, modality, which is kind of the old name for it used to be Shambhala. So we're going to be doing that. Uh, and then I've got a Reiki master class at the end of the month. So definitely kind of shifted into that role of kind of teaching and spreading knowledge and assisting others on their healing journey as well. So that's kind of a little bit of updates on my end on different things, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool, man. Yeah. I like it. Again, just short and sweet, but I mean, obviously, there's a lot going on, and just kind of like, again, it's just like a little bit back and forth. How does it feel, kind of like stepping more into that role as like a life coach and things like that? Like how, because obviously, like you're learning through that process as well. How does that feel for you?
Uh, it's definitely taken time for sure, because I'm definitely someone who likes to kind of integrate things first and kind of like embody that energy and kind of even master it in a way before I kind of want to go out and teach others. So especially with the life coaching, like I did that certification like the end. I would say like the middle or the beginning of the summer last year, actually. And it's kind of taken me this long to really kind of venture out to kind of teach others that, because I kind of went through a lot of shifts myself, especially doing boundary work. Like that was a really tough one for me, was like setting boundaries with people, and then of course going through, the challenges that happen when you do set boundaries with people that don't appreciate them. So that was a lot of learning as well. But I guess, we have to go through these challenges so that we can really learn them and kind of assist others then when they kind of go through their challenges as well. But I'm excited. I think it's definitely going to be uh, I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I've already kind of had a few people that I've kind of trialed it with, and to be able to kind of see the transformation in them from the beginning of, like, the different exercises that I've given them till now is really rewarding and awesome to kind of see them kind of go through their work and then make these transformational, changes in their life and shifts. So it's really exciting and cool, and great to kind of be a part of that. So I would say overall, I'm really excited. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
That's cool. It's cool. Well, it's definitely a path that's going to just like help like lead you into more of into who you are as well. Like you wouldn't be on it if it wasn't meant for you. So that's exciting, man. Cool. Awesome, dude. Sweet. All right. Well, again, we're going to get close to wrapping up the broadcast. I wanted to just be able to go around the circle one more time, just be able to invite people to just like share like any intentions that they would like to just be able to put out there as we get ready to move into the rest of the week and beyond. Taylor, before we do that, if you just want to be able to let people know, again, like any particular services that you offer and how people can connect with you, go ahead and just do that real quick, and we'll post your links into the show notes as well.
Yeah, so services that I offer, again, spiritual life coaching through Zoom. I'm getting that going. And also, I got some distant healing work that I offer for folks as well. And you can kind of check that out on my website, which is tayloreastman.com. And I can kind of send the links so that people can click on that. And then, you can definitely follow me on Facebook. I'll be posting that as well. Definitely any of the live videos and those sort of things. My Facebook page, Taylor Eastman, Spiritual Healer. And then Instagram is A Light Between Two Worlds. So.
Perfect. All right, there we go. Sweet. All right, and again, for anybody looking to connect with Taylor, yeah, just go ahead and send them a message, either through Facebook or through Instagram. So cool. All right, Taylor, thank you again for being here and for adding your support. And again, I know you you would have missed the beginning of the broadcast, but again, there was updates there, just a lot about being able to move into this next phase of like publishing content through the main website. So I'll be able to chat more with you that individually, because again, I would love to be able to like have your voice included into what it is that we're featuring through the main website as we get ready to move things into the next phase of the project. So sweet. All right, so again, huge thank you to everybody who's been involved with this broadcast. For those of you listening, for those of you tuned in onto the future, quick reminder before we wrap up the show is that you can listen to Paradigm Shift Radio on MP3 through Paradigm Shift Radio on iTunes. So there's like an archive there of like over like 500 episodes. You can literally go back all the way to like 2012 and listen to some really cool episodes there, inviting you to check out the recent guided meditation that we did, the psychedelic love or the cosmic love meditation. Got some really great feedback on that. Thank you again, everyone, for checking that out. You can listen to it at any point. It doesn't have to, even though it was done at Valentine's Day, you can listen to it at any point. Stay tuned. We'll be doing some more guided meditations on future full moons and beyond. And again, please feel free to check out all the links in the info. Check out the Patreon to join as a leading member, or even just to add your support. You don't have to join as a leading member. You can just be like, yo, I really like what this is about. And again, sign up with your support is super appreciated. You can check out items at questitemshop.com. I've been making a lot of Orlite 23 wire wraps. If anybody's interested in those, send me a direct message. I'll be putting those up for sale soon as well. And those are some like really cool wire wraps. Of course, the other items through the Quest item shop, such as the light guardian crystals, the shift buttons, all the cool tools that you can use to help accelerate the shift where you are. And yeah, please feel free to send me a direct message on Instagram if you tuned into this broadcast. Let us know that you're a part of the audience. And again, thank you for being a part of the community simply by being here and by carrying the shift with you. So with that said, we're just going to go around the circle one more time and just be able to share some general intentions and gratitude as we wrap things up here. So LIse or Taylor, if either of you want to share anything off the top of your head, off the top of your heart in terms of general intention or gratitude, please feel free to do that. LIse, are you cool if I pass the talk stick over to you? If that works? Cool. All right, go for it.
Firstly, just thank you, and it's nice to like connect with like the others that have been on this call as well. Just you catch a lucky moment and you are able to meet new creators all the time and kind of be like, like cool, they're like also on the same network, so that's exciting. Seeing what other people are offering and just nice to hear people chat. And like for the rest of the week going forward, it's just really an intention of finding like satisfaction in being like fully present with like preparation process. And there's quite strong messages coming through for me about patience at the moment, and I think that's as much directly to do with my path as it is to do with this current like energy cycle we're in. And this particular point in February, there just is kind of a slowing in one sense, but then also a speeding in the other. So it's like trying to find that like middle way for myself at least, and kind of bringing that into a deeper alignment every day. So that's hopefully by this time next week I'll have kind of found a deeper strand of truth within that, I hope.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you, LIse, for sharing. And again, I thank you for echoing that important message of patience. I think that's always the thing that all of us are growing through, is just like the importance of being able to be patient with ourselves and with the process. So yeah, just again, like you're it's wherever you're going, it may be 500 steps away, but you're only going to take one step at a time. So if you can just focus on like, what is that next step, just do that. And then do that again and again and again and again, and before you know it, you'll scale that mountain. You'll get to where you need to be. So awesome. LIse, thank you again. Taylor, pass over to you. Any intentions or gratitude you'd like to express before we wrap things up?
I definitely want to express gratitude to you, Brendon, for this platform, because it's amazing. And like LIse said, there's so many awesome, lead members that you get to meet on here, and it's great to chat with the people that are watching, and definitely lots of gratitude to them as well for their support, for everybody watching. And something that's been coming up for me for a message that I think a lot of other people could resonate with too, is that like I was reminded in a meditation the other day about strength and perseverance. And, I just saw all the people that, I've come along with on my spiritual journey, a lot of their challenges and, things that they've gone through and the transformation that they've had because of it. And, just be able to kind of see their strength and to know that, that they are where they are because they were able to make that through is amazing. So I think if everybody could kind of, take a moment to kind of see the people in their life and just to see the challenges that they've gone through, and then, kind of pull from that strength, because, we can all do hard things. And I think that's a great reminder, is that we don't have to be necessarily this amazingly strong person, because we are, if by just persevering through it and pulling strength from others. So I think kind of the message I wanted to share. Hopefully.
Very cool. Absolutely. I agree. Like we are that plant rising through pavement. I like to think of it. And you're right. It is. It's the perseverance. And again, I think a big part of that perseverance can really be anchored in trust, in faith, whatever word you want to use. But again, reminding ourselves that like not only are we on the path that we're meant to be on, but like again, like especially when we're kind of anchored in that higher purpose, that purpose of, again, it's not just like we're here for fame and money, but like we're here to shift consciousness, we're here to help people, we're here because of, again, a kindness that each one of us carries within our heart to be able to help make a difference and to live our best life. You know, we deserve that. We came a very far away across the multiverse to be able to come here, to be able to live our best life, and to be able to help make our dreams come true. And in the process of doing so, being able to help co-create the shared dream. So I would say one of my intentions, just inviting people to let's really make a habit within the community of celebrating each other, you know, celebrating each of us, like wherever we may be, you know, celebrating our like the art that we're creating, celebrate the growth that we're going through, celebrate our vulnerability, celebrate our authenticity, celebrate our ability to like feel the feels in a moment of what could be a challenge as well, celebrating just our ability to show up for whatever is needed. Because again, I think in the process of just being able to remind ourselves that, you know, within the yin and the yang, like there is beauty through it all. And so in that process of just knowing that each of us every single day is constantly growing, and every day we constantly wake up and we show up and we're making a difference, and each one of us is planting those seeds. So for all of you who are listening to this broadcast, I celebrate you. I thank you for doing what you are doing. Again, even though I don't see it, quote unquote, I still see it. I still see it with my heart, and I don't have to be told all about it to know that it is happening. So thank you for doing the little work that you do. Thank you for carrying the inspiration. Thank you for carrying the shift. Thank you for rippling the motivation and just the reflection further for more people to continue to be able to see the spark within themselves. So my gratitude goes out to all the people tuned into this, to the community, to the people who have yet to even connect to this project. That's another big thing, is that as this project continues to grow, like we're just going to keep reaching more people, and again, in turn, inviting them to be a part of this story and inviting them to see themselves within this story of a global team of shifters, people coming together to be able to help assist and accelerate the shift in consciousness through acts of creativity and compassion. So again, huge thank you to everyone here for being a part of that team. Thank you again to our Patreon supporters. Thank you again to our leading members. Thank you again to the people who have been a part of this project at any time, and thank you to those of you who are still connecting this project for the first time. So let's continue to show up together as a team. Again, for the leading members, let's get nice and active within the Discord, share our updates there, just being able to create that heartbeat, and yeah, really inviting you to play this game, to play this game like with me. Like that's like, I've made this game for us as a community, so let's play this game, this game which we play individually, but then collectively we show up as a team to be able to help support each other and create art and to archive and to document the shift in consciousness. So huge thank you to everybody for being here. This has been another Paradigm Shift Central Synergy Circle broadcast. Again, encouraging you to check out more at paradigmshiftcentral.com, though keep in mind that the updates for the website are underway. But in the meantime, be sure to connect with me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man, and our team page at Paradigm Shift Central on Instagram. And you can find me on YouTube at Skull Babylon, Facebook at Skull Babylon. And again, be sure to check out some of the past episodes, share this broadcast with your friends. We'll be live again Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, for leading members, reminder that we have our scheduled work period at Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But again, we're going to be getting more into the habit of just like casually having work periods throughout the week as our schedules open up. And again, we get more into the habit of publishing content through the website. So for all of you listening to this is a call to action to be able to keep an eye on the content that we are producing, and again, to be able to celebrate it together as a community. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. With that said, we're going to wrap up this broadcast. So I just gently invite the other people here to be able to make some noise as we send some love out to all the people who are tuned into this broadcast. So LIse, Taylor, and all the other leading members here in the community and everybody tuned in, go ahead, make some noise, add in a wolf howl. Even if you're just listening to this, send out some love. Alright, awesome. Thank you again, everyone. Much love. Keep it shifty, and we will see you in the future. special thank you to Danny Leonardo, whose music is featured at the beginning and end of this podcast. Be sure to check out more of Danny's work in the info for the YouTube info below. Thank you, Danny.